Salam, buenos dias, welcome. I just want to check and make sure everything is good as I go through before I get started. And I want to say welcome. I don't know if anyone's here watching me live. If you are, welcome. And I welcome you here. So, today is the first day of my series dealing with journaling your hero's journey. And so today, the first card that we're going to do is the Fool. But before I start talking about the hero's journey, I want to talk a little bit about journaling and show you some of my journals. Um, for my friends that know me, they always know that I love pencil, I love paper, I love journals, I love writing, I love reading. So it all for me, it's always kind of gone hand in hand. One of the many journals that I use, I have a few, yes I do, is I have my personal planner. This is a Sterling Ink planner. I'm not affiliated or associated with Sterling Ink. I just love their products. And most of my notebooks now I'm using are Sterling Ink books because Sterling Planner books because I like the fact that they use Tomahawk River paper was Koji paper. Now they've changed to Koji paper, but this is Tomahawk River paper. And if you know anything about Tomahawk River paper, it's very light, so it allows you to get all of these pages in here. And this, I want to say this journal may be about 600 to 700 pages, and it includes a calendar, a yearly overview. It has goals. It has my daily spreads, which I don't do spreads anymore. I just kind of just do stream of conscious, just like freestyle planning. So there are no layouts. I very rarely do stickers. I'm going to use a sticker for this journal, stickers for this journal series, but I don't decorate like I used to when I first started planning. And it gives you a bunch of blank pages in the back. So this is where I do my journaling in these blank pages. I buy two of these every year because by around May or June, I filled in all the pages. So I have to get two of these. And so I like that because at the half year point, it kind of forces me to reevaluate my goals that I put in the first journal to see if they're serving me, to see if I'm actually taking actions to move along with them. And so if I'm not, then I go ahead and I redo my goals for the second half of the year of what I'm truly passionate about and what I want to pursue. So this is my everyday, and this is what I'll be using for our Heroes Journal series. And then I have what I like to call my manifestation planner. And this planner is where I kind of like, you know how they say you're not dreaming big enough, dream bigger. That's what I use this planner for. I use it for my manifestations, for other dreams and goals that are I don't want to say like otherworldly, but it's like just big picture overall things that I'm dealing with. If you're not familiar with the 369 manifestation, I do my 369 manifestation planning in here, and I do usually about 33 days for that. So that's what I use for this planner for. And then I have, it's not, that's not really a planner. That's like, I should say it's a notebook, it's a journal. And then I have my pocket notebook, and I take this on a go with me. I tend to use this for a lot of inspiration. Like if I'm out and I see something and it sparks inspiration or imagination, I will go ahead and I will put that in here. And so that's what I use this for. And I get a lot of story ideas. And like I said, any type of inspiration that I get, if like a song inspires me or anything like that, I put it in here. And that's my on the go. And then I have like my business planner, and again, Sterling Ink. This is the 26-27 Commonplace Planner. Again, it has like your yearly overview, it has like your goals. Um, for the year, there is room in here for me to keep up like trackers and to keep up with certain things. It has quarterly planning, it has monthly planning, it has daily planning, and on the daily planner page there are time slots. So if I want to do time blocking, which I don't usually do because now in the new life that I'm living, I don't like keep a schedule where I'm like down to the wire. Everything just kind of flows. I have some days where I do certain things, some days where I don't. When I start the week off, I have like top three things that I need to do. It's so I don't get overwhelmed. And so this planner helps with that. So I have this planner open this morning because it has my notes in it for today's session. And then my last planner is a planner I've been buying for like the past 5 years. I call it my hey, hola, buenos dias, health coach for the culture, my girl. I use this planner. It's called the We Moon planner. I love this planner. It's designed by women and it just has like beautiful art in it. And I do my moon forecasting in it every week. I do like my oracle spreads for different sit because I'm a moon planner and I like to move in cycles. So I go ahead, so I do this. I use this, and it has like beautiful art in it, like all this beautiful art in it, and just like poems by different women, and um, it shows like the different moon cycles. Let me see if I can find a blank page. This is for like December. So this is when Capricorn season starts. I don't know if you can see that. But this is what I use this planner for. And it's a really good planner. I enjoy it. I've been buying it, I'm going to say, for the last 4 or 5 years. It's a really good planner. So let's get started for today. And like I said, we're journaling the hero's journey. If you are interested in tarot, this is a really good time for you to just get like a little primer before you go deeper into it. If you're already studying tarot, it's a good way, like I said, just to like pull back. There's so much external gazing going on nowadays because of the world is kind of a dumpster fire. But like we still have to be mindful of what's going on inside of us. So that's why I want to take this time to do this series. I journal almost every morning, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. It depends on what's going on. So I'm just inviting you guys into this practice. If you are here, say hello. If you're in the future, just say hello. You can put comments in there, anything that you want me to cover or go over regarding this series. And if I can, I will accommodate. So we think about the Fool, we think of main character energy, we think of dealing with our identity, starting over, finding our passions, igniting our passions, and just like discovering and going out on that type of adventure. The Fool card is often called the call to adventure card. So that's what we do. We use this card for. Um, I use the Mahogany Tarot. I'll put a link to so you can support the sister. And this is just a vision of what the Fool looks like in the Mahogany Tarot. I love her cards. I have like shirts from her with the Empress on it. I have a mug from her. I'll put her shop up in the replay in the if I'll upload the link if you guys want to support her. She also has like a multi-culti deck too, so if you're interested in that, she has that. So this is what the Fool looks like in the deck. And if you used to watch cartoons back in the day, you know how the runaway has like the pole with the bag on it because he's running away. So this is kind of represents that. And then there's the zero. So you're starting from zero. You're starting over. And we'll go kind of more in depth into the cards later. But I just want you to know that this is what we're dealing with today, so you can get a visual of the actual Fool card that I use when I journal and when I do my readings. So, again, like I said, the Fool is about starting over, calls for adventure, for passion, igniting passions, um, power. You know, where does your power lie? So, I just want to look at my notes and make sure I cover everything. So, like I said, the Fool, he's on the edge of the cliff. He's ready to take a leap, he's ready to start over. So, we're going to think about times in our lives when we're ready to start on our own personal call to an adventure. And that adventure can mean many things. It can mean actually leaving home. It could actually mean starting off where you are. So we're going to go into that right now. So grab your favorite pencil, your favorite pen, your favorite journal, and we're going to our journal question of the day is scrolling across the screen. And it says, if you could start over today, what would you do differently? Now, this isn't like a pity party. This isn't like, woe is me type moment. I'm a Reiki master. And one of the principles that we believe in is, just for today, how we'll live our lives. But we also believe in alchemizing and going back and looking at the past and framing it as a lesson. So, whatever that means to you, going back, it could be changing one thing, it could be changing what you ate yesterday, it could be deciding to go to a different college, whatever it is for you, what would you do differently? I have these little stickers. I'm going to use for this series. This is because I have cats. So I have like little cat tarot stickers. So that's the sticker that I'm going to use in my journal for this series. So we're going to set a timer and we're just going to do 20 minutes to start out with. And we'll see how we feel. If we feel complete at the end of that 20 minutes. Alrighty, get started. Okay. It's been 20 minutes. Um, I just want to share just a little bit about what I thought about during this session. I thought about when I got ready to go to college. I remember my grandfather, I don't think that he thought that I was ready to go away to college, but he was just kind of like, I think you should stay home. I think you should go to city college. I think you should study nursing. And at that time, I wanted to go to a HBCU. I wanted to go to the same HBCU that my grandmother went to. So I was like, and plus it was time of a different world, and I was just like, why would I stay here and go to city college and study nursing? Like, why would I do that? So sometimes I think about like, what if I would have taken his advice? Now, years later, I would attend city college after undergrad, and I would uh, become a nurse. But I thought, and as I was attending school at that time, he had passed on since then. But I was just thinking, like, wow, like he was kind of right. Like I should have just went ahead and just, study nursing. But at that time, I was glad I had those adventures. Some of those friends that I met, I still have them. They've been friends for almost what I would say a lifetime because it's been almost 30 years. Um, the lessons that I learned, just, everything that went on during that time of my life, I wouldn't trade it for anything. But I still like to go back and like think like, what if I would have, listened to him and, you know, done differently. But as I reframe it as a lesson, when the time came, I did listen to him. I did go back. I did pick up, what he'd given me. And I did, return and go to nursing school and became a nurse. So I think about that as just like a reclaiming and a reframing. Um, Not necessarily something that I would do over, but I always like to say, sometimes it'll come up and I'll say, wow, what would my life look like if I would have done it at that time? So I think about that. So I hope that you feel complete. After today's session, you feel free to continue on to journal on. Feel free to explore the themes of the fool. And like I said in the beginning, the Fool deals with adventure. It's a call to adventure. It's breaking away. It's a fresh start. Um, it's given like main. He's part of the Major Arcana, like I said, which is like that main character energy, which is represents either us or someone around us. For this series, it's going to represent us because we are journeying about ourselves and we're on our own hero's journey. We will continue to explore the Fool for the rest of the week, and then we will go into another card. When I was doing the journaling questions for this series, I kept getting more questions that were coming to me. So I wanted to kind of in depth, explore just different aspects of each card as we go on the journey. This is a this series is I'm loving this series for myself because I moved abroad. You guys know if you haven't checked out my other videos. I moved abroad. It's been about a year almost. So it signified that starting over time, that reclaiming of an identity of things that I left behind that I still want to do with my passions. There are parts in our lives where we do what is necessary or we feel is necessary at that time. So, we get we get the education, we get the careers, we work the corporate jobs, we do the hustle, we do all of that. And then if we're blessed and if we have the opportunity, we get the chance at some point in our lives to kind of step back and to say, okay, what do I want to pursue now? Who do I want to be now? So I'm kind of starting off on my own hero's journey right now and starting at zero, starting with the Fool and saying, like, what do I want to do now? Who do I want to be now? What do I want to explore now? So for me, it was picking back up my spirituality, my writing. It was doing the work that allows me to live this life, but doing it in a different way with different people who understand that it's just not about the grind, grind, grind. And that's one of the questions that I get asked a lot from friends who are not in the move abroad space is how am I able to move abroad? Now, full disclosure, I'm always honest. My husband's retired. His income and his sacrifices over the years are a big part of why I'm allowed to move abroad, to live abroad. but I still work. And so I still create income for myself. And I'll do that in another video because I think I'm going to do a Google Broad video at least once a week as well as the series that I'm doing now. So I'll talk a little bit more later about how I make my living abroad. But I had to go back and like reframe and like reclaim like what I wanted my life to look like and who I wanted to work with, what I wanted to do, and what that was going to fuel. Because money is just an exchange to allow you to live your life. Some people live for money. I live for the things that I can create and the energy that I can create when making money. So if that allows me to give me the space and time to live in Mexico, if it gives me the space and time to, if I decide to bop around, if it gives me the space and time to write, if it gives me the space and time to expand my Reiki practice, that's what I want to use my money for because ultimately that's the life I want to live. So I'm starting from zero, starting at my hero's journey, and I want to thank anyone that stopped by, left a comment. If you're watching from the future, just leave a comment. If you're starting from your own hero's journey, if you want to share something about that, if you have a question, just drop it in the comments. And I'll be back tomorrow. I thought I would start the series earlier in the morning, but full disclosure, I like a very, very slow morning, and journaling is a part of my morning, but there's like lots of things that I do before that. And this morning I just found myself just slowing down and just like savoring my prayers a little bit more, savoring my meditation a little bit more before I came to the page. So I moved it back a little bit. So it is now 8:51 here in San Miguel. So I'm going to bid you all adieu, and I hope to see you tomorrow or in the comments in the future. Have a blessed day, and just be kind to yourself and go slow. Peace.